And why did you become an actor?
Why I became an actor? Well, it was kind of by chance because I was in a choir when I was a kid, like a big boys choir,
Yeah.
and somebody needed some young singer boys for a TV show.
Oh, right.
So they came and auditioned some of us in the choir, and I didn't get it. I don't even remember why. I just showed up. They came in and they pointed at some of us, and yeah, I just did it. And but I didn't get the job. So a couple of months later, there was this director who was going to make a TV film about a boy that had lost his father at sea, and all the struggles with his mom.
Yeah.
Finding a new husband and the stepdad thing and all of that. And she saw the auditions for this Easter thingy that I was auditioned for, and she just picked me. And yeah, ever since that, in 1983.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Time
so,
flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. So do you ever like regret maybe not pursuing something else, or is it just, do you really enjoy the fact that you're an actor now?
I don't think I could do much else. I haven't regretted it. I've regretted not being, having the stamina, because a couple of times I kind of quit because there wasn't any jobs, and but then, life happens, and somebody wants you to audition again. And I actually, when was this? This was like 15 years ago. I quit because there was nothing to do, and I had worked in stunts for a while, but because of that as well, nobody saw me as an actor anymore. So I quit, and I started I went to what's it called? You work in an ambulance?
Like a paramedic? Is that right?
A paramedic, yeah, paramedic.
Yeah.
So I went to study to become a paramedic, and I went to school 3 times a week.
Right.
And then somebody wanted me for an audition. I said, yeah, I can come for an audition, but you have to know that if you end up choosing me, then I can't work on these 3 days every week.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no problem. And I got the job, and they only put me on those 3 days for 4 weeks straight. So I had to make a choice right there if I wanted to continue to do the paramedic thing, or if I wanted to. But yeah. So I did that, and I haven't looked back since, basically.
Oh, that's good. Seems like a bit of a crazy journey, that gone from like stunt
It is
to paramedic to actor.
Yeah. I mean, since I started up as an actor, and I've done that since I was 11, and did it for many years. And the stunt thing was only like a side gig. I wanted some more tools in my toolbox.
Yeah.
If somebody needed me to fall down some steps while I was doing a part, then I could do that. But then it became for 10 years or so, it became my main income. So.
Oh wow. So obviously you're doing The Last Kingdom now. Well, you've just done it, haven't you? What's it like playing a villain in that?
Amazing. Simply amazing. The thing is that I mainly in Norway been doing like comedies and stuff like that. Always the comic sidekick or whatever, and haven't played a lot of villains. So this was really, really cool, really fun. I was really happy to see that, somebody out there saw the potential in saw the villain in me and could, wanted to take a chance, and they did, and I'm super happy and very thankful.
Yeah. So there's no Is there a part of you that would have rather played a good character? Are you glad you playing?
In The Last Kingdom?
Yeah.
No.
No, you want to play a villain?
For sure.
That's fair enough.
No, I mean, I've played Haesten now for 5 years, 4 seasons. And it's been amazing. I've had so much fun and ups and downs and it's been great.
Yeah. So just on that, so I spoke to Harry McIntyre, who plays Ethelwald, and he said something that quite surprised me. He said he thinks everything his character does is the right thing, and that kind of helps him take on the role because he believes what his character is doing is right. Do you have a similar process with that?
Absolutely.
Even though you're a villain?
I have to believe, I have to get into his mindset. It's layered outside myself, kind of. So I have to, but if I didn't believe that he thought that everything he did was right, then how could I do it? I had to be convincing towards myself and towards the other one, my fellow actors or actresses, and also the other characters. So yeah, everything he does is the truth for him, for sure.
So that's interesting. It is sounds like it is a similar process no matter what type of character you're playing.
Well, you have to stay true to the person you're portraying, for me it goes without saying. I mean, maybe some actors don't, I don't know, and maybe it works for them, but it's difficult sometimes, especially when it was Haesten, because he was a mean asshole. He was I'd like to call it like he's a narcissistic, raping, murdering asshole, but I have to find the truth in that, and I don't have much of those characteristics in myself, so it was very interesting to explore. I mean, going down to the dungeons to rape Millie, rape Ethelfled, and somewhere within me, I kind of had to find the will to want to rape someone. And I don't want to rape anybody.
No,
I really don't want to rape anyone. It's very interesting. Sometimes you have to go. Sometimes you just have to dig deep and go into the darkness and see what you find. It can be scary sometimes.
Yeah, that sounds really like an interesting process. So also on The Last Kingdom, do you ever, so obviously you'll do like fighting scenes and kind of more dialogue focused scenes. Do you have a preference on that, of which one you prefer?
No, not really. I mean, I've had so many good, lines written for me, and it's so well written, I think. So it's just, no, not really. I mean, I love Battle Week. We have weeks where we have huge battles and stuff with 500 extras, and we just sit around in the woods all day for a week, and then we go into the woods and we fight and kill somebody, and we go back and eat lunch, and it's a great time. But also, having the interaction with other actors on a more like speech level is really fun, especially for me as Haesten, because I wanted it to seem that whatever he said, you wouldn't know if it was truth or lie, and that's very interesting and funny to play with.
Yeah, I think that does come across in the show, that kind of thing that you just said, like how you could be lying or telling the truth.
I mean, there was one of the directors. We did a scene it was in London when Uhtred comes to London and meets Siegfried and Eric, and you know the whole duel with Pyrlig and stuff like that. And there's this one thing I do when I go up behind Toby Regbo, Ethelred, and I just lean on the pillar and I look over and I look him in the eye and like smile a little bit. And the director came out, yeah, dude, I don't know, that was so cool. I didn't know if you wanted to fuck him or kill him. It was great. and that kind of became a thing for me. I wanted people to feel that I could either, fuck them or kill them.
Right.
Which was a good little thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like that bit of improvisation kind of helped your character grow, really. Or like
absolutely. And I mean, when I came into season 2, I don't know, to be honest, if they knew where Haesten was going, the writers and the producers. And so I feel a lot of the paths that Haesten took is coming straight from what I did during scenes. For example, I mean, in season 2, I was in a lot of scenes where I didn't do anything. And I didn't say anything. But you still have to be interesting. You can't just stand there like a pole and do nothing. It's not like, same when you have a dialogue, you can't just act when you say something and when the other person says something, you just stand there and just wait for your line. I mean, you have to make stuff up and you have to, so I found, I tried to, whatever I did, I just tried to make it interesting and not that I wanted to steal the scene in any way, but I wanted people to notice that I was there and Haesten was alive, in the scene. And also I had this very early on, I made up a motto for myself, because people were being killed off left and right, and every day I went into work, I had this one thing, and that was, today I'm gonna give them another reason not to kill me.
Oh wow.
Which made it so much fun and interesting for me as well, because it can be boring to stand there and there's this huge meeting between some characters and you just stand there and you're just there. So you have to make it, fun for you, fun for the audience, fun for the other actors and characters. So yeah, that helped me a lot as well.
So you've recently just, everyone's just recently finished the final season of Last Kingdom. What was that last day of filming like?
For me, it was very special. I mean, it was, of course, it was special for everyone on their last day, but particularly because of the situation that we're in the world today with the pandemic, and a lot of people have made some huge sacrifices to make this season come true, or to make this season. I mean, some crew members have lost family members and they still come to work, and I mean, it was a very, very special season in that regard. So for me, it was more to recognize all the sacrifice that people have been making, and so I held a short speech and just thanked everyone and for their sacrifice and their hard work, and yeah, it was special.
Yeah, that's good. This is kind of similar to that question, but like you were saying, a lot of people get killed off. When a character gets killed off or they just leave the show, especially someone you're particularly close to, what's that like?
very strange.
Hmm.
It's very strange. It depends on, you know, how long they have been in the show and how much interaction you've had with them on screen and off screen, outside, you know, in your private life, because we all live down there. And prior to this season, of course, we all went out to, you know, dinners and parties and hung out in the park or did hikes or, you know, whatever, played PlayStation, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's very strange. It's like losing a finger, or losing a limb. You feel more and more stripped of. Yeah, it's very strange.
Was there anyone on the cast that you felt particularly close to?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know if I want to say the names, but there are few of them that are very, very dear to me, and I will have you know, contact with and be friends with for the rest of my life, I hope.
Yeah, sounds like you're a family then on the cast, kind of.
Absolutely. I mean, it's one of the best productions I've ever worked on, you know, from that point of view. We had no assholes.
That's good.
And that's rare. You know,
Yeah.
Everybody has huge hearts and beautiful people, you know, beautiful souls. It's it's been and it's for a lot of us, it's been a very, you know, for me, it's a kind of an end of an era. I've done this for 5 years now, and it feels strange. It took a while to you have something called post-production depression,
Right.
and it has been particularly strong in this production.
Yeah. So it sounds like it meant a lot to everyone, really. Like, is it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you were in that group and you don't miss that group, then there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think anybody has it like that. I think everybody misses everybody, and we still have a WhatsApp group where we joke around and you know, keep in touch.
Yeah.
That's good.
So kind of leading on from that, when you start a new production, so you might join an already established cast. It's like you did as Haesten, you came in season 2. How do you approach that?
How do I approach that? I mean, it's different every time. It depends on, like, this production, like The Last Kingdom, I'd seen season 1 already and loved it. So for me, it was when I got into the read-throughs. We have read-throughs every season. You know, we meet up and read the 4 first episodes or something, and when I did that, it was super daunting. I was so starstruck, and it was crazy, and I felt so small. And there's, you know, Alfred and Uhtred and Ethelwald and it's like Kjartan and everyone. It was super daunting. And then, you know, Harry McIntyre was one of the first people I met before that read through, and we sat in a room before we went in. Like, there were some sandwiches and some, you know, we were waiting for the rest of the cast and producers and directors and stuff, and he started telling me stories about people that had been fired during the read-throughs and during, you know, the first week of shooting. So he was pranking me, of course, because he was being an asshole. But he was being Ethelwald, basically.
Sounds like
But it was so I was terrified. I was terrified. But yeah, nothing to worry about for sure.
Do you think so one of the things for me, it might be the same for you, like where when you watch TV, it's kind of different to films in the way that there's so many episodes, you feel a lot closer to the characters. Did that help at all when you joined the cast? Like, did you kind of feel like you knew some of the characters already?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Since I'd already watched season 1, as I said, I kind of knew, the gist of most of the characters, which is also helpful. Could be helpful, and it could be like a trap, because you don't want to. If you've seen them, you feel like, as you said, you met them and you know them. But in the show, I had never met, and Haesten had never met any of them. So I had to. You have to, be careful of directing yourself in a way that it seems that you know them already, because you don't. So everything has to be new for the character, while it can still be, recognizable for the actor.
Okay. Are there any performances you've ever done, whether it's like really early on in your career or recently, that you've looked back on and thought, I wish I'd done that slightly differently?
Every single one.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So is that like a?
I mean, I'm. Huh?
Sorry. Is that like a common thing for actors? Do you think?
I don't know. I mean, some actors, they don't just do the stuff and proceed on, go on with their life or whatever. But especially in a TV show or a film, there's not a lot of time to rehearse.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of time to, find different angles or try, like in theater, when you have 8 to 12 weeks just rehearsing and trying new stuff and, So a lot of times, almost always, you lie in bed at night after doing that. I could have done that. Why didn't I do that? But I don't regret anything. That's the main thing. You can always, feel you could have done stuff differently or tried something else. But if you regret it, then you just become like a black hole of regret, and I can't be that. So,
Yeah. Is there any advice you would give to any aspiring actors, like things you might have wish you'd known or done differently?
A lot. I mean, I would say be persistent. Don't give up. Don't take. I mean, the sentence that you will probably hear the most in your life is, "I'm sorry, we didn't pick you this time." And it's never personal. Don't take it personal. It's never because you didn't do it well enough. It could be because you're like 2 inches too short, or never take things personally. And what I really should have known early on was, how can I say this? Don't want it too much. It's if you go in sorry, if you go into the audition room or you do a self-tape and I really want this, I need this job, I really need it, then you're kind of putting restraints on yourself. Just go in and show them something interesting. They want to see your take on on the character, and if they like it, you'll get hired. And if they're nice, they'll say, could you try it this way, or could you try do it that way, or yeah. But there's one thing, it kind of relates to what I just said, you know. What's that movie called? It slips my mind. With Tom Cruise, when he goes to Japan. Have you seen it? Becomes a samurai. American Samurai? No.
The Last Samurai,
No.
is it?
Last Samurai. Yeah, that's it. There's one thing in that film. There's one line that is just amazing, and I use it every time. If I know that if I'm on set and I lose focus of what I'm doing because, you know, people are watching or whatever. There's this scene where Tom Cruise is walking around the village when he's captured, and he sees samurais training with their bokens, with their swords, wooden swords, and he wants to, you know, try to spar with one of them, and he gets his ass handed to him. He gets beat down every time. And then one samurai comes up to him and says, "Too many mind." The character goes, "What? Too many mind? What?" And the samurai says, "Mind the audience, mind the sword, mind the opponent, too many mind, no mind." Just what he means is let everything go, just be in the moment. If you get impulses, then just act upon it. You know, don't think about the people are watching you. Don't think about what you had for dinner or what you're gonna have for dinner. Just focus on the scene, you know?
Yeah.
Focus on what you're going to do. And that's helped me a lot of times where I just find that I thinking about everything else. Like, will the director like me? Will the audience like what I'm doing? Fuck that. Just do what you do and you'll be fine.
Yeah. That's some good advice there. Just live in the moment and be persistent.
Yeah.
So just one last question. Do you have any upcoming roles or upcoming work that you're quite excited about that you can talk about, obviously?
Well, there's hopefully some stuff that I'm going to do, but I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a Norwegian short now in a couple of weeks, short film, which could be cool, could be fun. It could be something cool this fall. I hope. Fingers crossed.
Okay. I'll look out for that then.